So in case you missed the news, 21 Pilots are recording the new album as you are watching this video. This has been basically confirmed by Paul Meany over on Instagram. And if you don't know who Paul Meany is, he is a frequent collaborator with the 21 Pilots, an unsung hero. He is often a producer for them, working on Trench with them, helping Trench sounded the way that it sounded. He also helped produce Level of Concern, Saturday, Redecorate, the live stream experience, MTV Unplugged, as well as the Takeover tour. You can see that in one of the very first vlogs where he is talking to Dan and Sky about parts. Paul Meany, absolute genius, love him and super excited to see him working with 21 Pilots again. LOL, Trench 2. But it's also exciting because we got confirmation they are recording music. Super exciting. I figure because of this, we should take a look ahead and see what all do we know, 100% confirmed things about this next album, which, spoilers, not a lot of 100% things, but also take a look at the timeline on see when this album might be released. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? First off, hope you're having a good day today. Hope your day's going well and hope it continues to go well. Oh, I'm super excited to make 21 Pilot content again. This is super fun. Hey, if you enjoy this type of content, maybe consider donating to the channel's Ko-Fi down in the description box below. Buy the boy a coffee, keep the boy sane, because oh boy, I'm going to need it in this next era. And before we get right into it, little point of clarification that I've been seeing flown around the internet. Paul's role as a music producer. I want to clarify this because I've seen a lot of people online say that Paul's job is to come in at the very end of the process when the album is done / almost done, and that's not true. As a music producer, you work alongside the artist day by day to help them achieve their vision, help the artist get the sound that's in their head out of their head into music. And this happens through many ways, such as, hey, why don't we use this sound right here in this song? Or hey, this sounds cool, but why don't we try this instead? Use this sound. You know what, that might not be it. Why don't you do a different take of it? Why don't we use a sequencer in this part of the song? So on and so forth, suggesting edits, helping around with arranging, as well as being there when the album is being mixed and mastered, which is the final 2 steps of the process. They're the final ones. Paul usually comes early on. In fact, Paul has said it himself before, because when Trench was coming out, he posted this Instagram thing right here, and I'm probably covering my screen because it's a big Instagram post. But in there, he says he was working alongside Tyler and Josh for 9 months along with it. So I don't know where people get the idea that Paul comes in at the very end, maybe during COVID when everyone, including Josh, was working remote. I don't know, but they're in the same building this time, so we'll see. Anyway, on with the confirmed stuff. The 100% confirmed things that we know. We know this is going to be the end of the Dema storyline. Tyler said it himself in the Zane Lowe interview in 2021. In that same interview, Tyler addressed the future of 21 Pilots once this final album of the Dema storyline comes out, where Tyler has said 21 Pilots will continue to make music, whether that just be through making straight up music or whether that be telling a new story and a different storyline on the very next album. We know that the Psy Band will be involved on their next tour, as according to Dr. Bloom posting on Twitter, responding to fans saying, yeah, most likely we will be back. We know that the next album is going to be darker sounding. Redecorate was put last on Scale 90 for a purpose. Tyler said it's a hint on the direction the band is going next, which is a bit of a darker path. And also it's fun that Paul Meany helped produce Redecorate, and Paul Meany is now back to working with 21 Pilots here, which is super, super cool and super fun. As far as the Dema lore goes, odds are that the next music video we get from 21 Pilots will take place after the events of The Outside. But other than that, we know nothing. That was all the 100% confirmed stuff. We don't know what the next color is going to be. We don't know the next logo is going to be. Me, Dema, Stolen Potential, we can all theorize and speculate all day, but we don't know. And that is the most exciting part about all of this, is we don't know what's coming on the other side of the tunnel. We don't know until Tyler tells us, Josh tells us, we get an announcement, a blurry face tweet, a Clancy letter. It's all so exciting. But when exactly is this album going to drop? To figure out that, we need to look at many different factors. Thankfully, I went to school for music business, so I know a little bit of an insight on this. So first off, you have to record the album. That has to be done first. Tyler has to come up with demos, which odds are he has a lot of demos. He has a lot of the ideas, because after all, he's been working on music for this album since before Scale and Nicey got released. So he has a lot of demos. He said back in December that he's excited to share with us the music he's been working on. And so a lot of the demos. Now Paul Meany's coming in as a producer to help finalize things up, help things sound better. So that needs to be recorded, and that can be an indeterminate time frame of that. Sometimes artists will take days to record an album, sometimes it'll take a month, months, weeks. I know artists that have taken years to record albums, but for 21 Pilots, they're pretty quick people, so maybe they can get it done within a month or less. A month or less. Then it has to be sent over to the mixing and mastering engineer. They help make the album sound the way that it sounds. They make sure everything is balanced right. They make sure it's pleasing to the ears, so that the bass frequencies are tuned to a certain way, the highs are tuned to a certain way, things are tamed. Mastering engineer, they're a sound scientist. Like, mastering's hard, and mucho respect to those people. But that's the process of recording an album. Next, I mean, you have a whole bunch of legal stuff you have to deal with. Once that's done, you have to submit all of your songs to the United States Copyright Office to get all your songs copyrighted, so that way people can't steal them and make money off of them, because that's illegal. And then file all the copyright stuff, register with a PRO, Performance Rights Organization, so you can collect your royalties, file more copyright stuff with album names, art, as well as merch ideas, and like coming up with a track list, what you want your album art to be, coming up with the liner notes inside, putting it to distributors, and actually producing physical copies of the album, getting it uploaded to streaming platforms, and that's a whole process that both those can be interwoven in. But between all that, they have to go to the record company. They have to go to the Fueled by Ramen / Warner Media, the parent company to Fueled by Ramen, and they have to be like, hey, here it is. And then the record label can suggest things. Like, notoriously, back during the Trench era, the record company did not want neon gravestones on the album. You can look up that story for yourself, but the record company does get a say in things, so they have to take in consideration. Then they have to come up with what the single is going to be, and the record label does get a say in that. The band mainly gets a say in what's going to be a single, because after all, the first 3 singles are typically the artist's pick. An artist will release 3 singles before the album fully comes out. We saw that for Scale and Nicey. We saw that for Trench. Then My Blood got leaked. We saw that for Blurry Face. And we also saw that for Vessel, where they put out the 3 songs EP before Vessel came out. It's a very common thing to do amongst artists. So they need to figure out what song they're doing as their single. And then, this is the most crucial part. Recording the music video. Because as we discussed, the next music video from 21 Pilots, odds are, is going to be the follow-up to The Outside, what happens after. Because during 2021, we are in a weird situation because we were just coming out of, we were mid-COVID, not exactly coming out yet, so things were being done in such a weird way. They couldn't get the main director, Andrew Donahoe, so they had to go to a sound stage, record a very cool music video on a green screen, absolutely loved it, then record another one which was shot by Mark from Real Bear Media. Then we picked things back up with Saturday, that was back to Andrew Donahoe, their main director. And the music video has so many different factors. First off, coming up with the idea of what you want this music video to be, the follow-up to The Outside. Secondly, making sure that your team is available. Making sure Mark from Real Bear Media is available. Making sure that Andrew Donahoe is available if you want him to continue his masterful, beautiful storytelling and directing through the Dema storyline music videos. See the Trench trilogy, see Outside, as well as Saturday. You need to pick your location. You need to come up with the camera team. You need to come up with stagehands, makeup artists. If they have the banditos there, which odds are they will, you have to have the extras there as well. So many factors go into recording the music video, and that's going to be the hardest part. What is going to be pushing things. And also take in consideration that when we got Saturday, that took about a month and a half to get out. They recorded the Saturday music video shortly after Skill Nicey came out, and it got released on July 8th, I believe. And then for the outside, they recorded it back in January 2022, and it came out midway or the end of March. So time frames are super important here. And you have to have that first music video ready before you can release the single, because those two are crucially important. Then you start promoting, and then we're out of the races. So, realistically, how long is that going to take? Well, depending on how they move, depending on how long it takes. Let's say they get the album done the end of the month. So by August 31st, they get the thing done. Then they have to figure out, do all the legal things, and let's say they start shooting music video September 17th, my birthday. Why not? Then record that, let's say for 3 days. Then we get a month and a half to edit the video. And then we finally get it. We are looking at November, mid-November to late November on that front. So odds are we're gonna get our first single most likely this year. Most likely either in late November or we're gonna get it in December. Because typically 21 Pilots have been refraining doing things in December because, you know, Dad Tyler with him and his 2 kids, give the dad a time off, especially while they're young, be at Christmas together, be at New Year's together. So odds are we're gonna get the next 21 Pilot album beginning of next year. Which also fits into another factor from the record label. Because it's a very common thing in the music business. Once you sign to a record label, you have to do a certain amount of albums in a certain time frame. So for 21 Pilots, they've been consistently, since Blurryface, putting out an album every 3 years. It was quicker between Vessel and Blurryface, maybe because Fueled by Robin's like, hey, you did better than expected, go make another album. But since then, it's been 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, and we are slowly approaching the 3rd year. We're in the middle of year 2, since the album came out in 2021, so if they stick to their agreement, then it will come out in 2024. Now, this is me saying right here, I don't know the contract. I did not see what they signed to Fueled by Ramen and Warner Media. I don't know if that's in their contract for certain. I know it is a thing that artists do follow and have to follow, but I don't know if 21 Pilots has this in their contracts. More than likely they do, because 21 Pilots aren't independent artists where they can just be like, oh, I'm gonna record music and release it whenever. They're not like that. Like, I wrote and recorded an EP and it's coming out August 18th. I can make that decision myself because it's just me as an independent artist. Peter McPullen, I think he signed somewhere. But a lot of indie artists can pick and choose when they want to drop music, where they want to drop music, when and what. But when you're signed to a label, then you have a bit more restrictions upon that front, especially the bigger companies like Atlantic, Fueled by Ramen, Warner Media, Universal Music Group, and all of that. The music industry is a rough place, and you have to follow certain things. Now, if you want to make a little theory about when the album drops, based off of 21 Pilot lore, I got you. So, we get Lyric and Good Day. Would you say that you depend on the weather? Think about the albums we got from 21 Pilots. We got Vessel and Self-Titled. They're both winter albums. Self-Titled came out in December. Vessel came out in January. You got Blurryface and Skill Nicey both coming out in May, which is spring. And then you got Trench that comes out in the fall, October. What month is missing? What season is missing more so? That's right, summer. And if you said regional at best is not part of the Dema storyline because 21 Pilots don't consider it a thing. Tyler's gone on record saying, yeah, no, that really doesn't exist, so we're not going to include in the Dema storyline because they've erased it. They released a Saturday music video on regional at best birthday. They completely have just wiped it out of existence, but I digress. 21 Pilots have yet to do a major record label release within the summer. So, would you say you depend on the weather? What if it's hot and warm? Because we are scaled nicey, we were on the icy tour, and maybe it's time to heat little things up a little bit, jump into a pool, and just chill in the summer heat with a new album. I'm on the outside in the summer heat. And the final thing I'll say is how long it took to record each 21 Pilot album. I don't know how long it took to record self-titled. Don't really know how long it took to record regional at best. I do know for Vessel that they signed to Fueled by Ramen in the summer of 2012, and then Vessel was out in January of 2013. So that is half a year to record the album. It helped that they had half the songs recorded thanks to regional at best. For Blurry Face, they recorded on the road, which took them roughly 2 years because they had their portable recording booth and they could just go from studio to record. So 2 years there. For Scale Nicey, it took a year. Paul Meany said he was working beside 21 Pilots for 9 months. So we do know that time frame. For Scale Nicey, Tyler, shortly after the release of Scale Nicey, Tyler and Josh said yes, they are working on new music. But when they sat down to record, it was most likely during COVID. Because Tyler said that the plans for 2020 was to do a final lap of the Bandito tour. And I mean, if you're just stuck in your house all day, why not record music? So odds are, he started recording Psy midway through 2020. So it could be anywhere from a year to a half year in terms of Scale Nicey. So for this next one, who knows how long it will take. But when it does, I apologize to the person I will become, because 21 Pilot Justin will be back. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And yeah, super fun, super exciting times. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye, and good night. More importantly, have a good day, and I'll see you. Actually, no, one more thing. So I know people will say, oh, Tyler cut his hair because of they recorded a music video. Keep in mind, we said that exact same thing in 2022 when they were doing their Brazil show. We saw Tyler with the shaved head. And what do we get out of it? Nothing. We just got Tyler saying, oh, it's the end of the Scale Nicey era. Goodbye. And then come back because Blink-182 had the deal with things, so 21 Pilots stepped in for them on luck, and then we got more stuff, bonus content from them, which probably set the album back a little bit as well. And Tyler has a shaved head. Mainly, I think it's just a summer cut. He's a dad now, so let him do dad things. And also, him and Josh have been seen with a whole bunch of fans for the past several months, and Josh has been with Blink-182 for a bit, so I don't think they've had enough time to sit and record a music video. And that would also insinuate that the album's done, which I don't think. I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I'll see you tomorrow with a Lovejoy video. Excited to make 21 Pilot content again. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. And good night, more importantly, have a good day. And I'll see you later.